This week is America's birthday, and when I think of music from America, I generally think of country music and blues music as really being born here. And so today's lesson is for my beginner buddies out there, and it's a quick and basic exploration into the 12-bar blues that everyone should know when they start out, because it's kind of the basis of all open mic jam kind of sessions, and it's like the first thing that most musicians learn in a guitar rock type of setting, and it makes it easy to communicate, jam with others, and expand out from there. So when we talk about 12-bar blues, what we're saying is that there are 12 measures in the entire chord progression before it repeats again. And so when you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, that's a measure each time you get to 4 and start over again at 1. And so in the example at the beginning there, I was playing over something in C major or A minor. They're the same key. It's something we could talk about in a future lesson. And it's called the 1-4-5 progression. And the reason you call it that is because you give each note in the scale a number. So if we're in A minor, we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then we're back to A. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 are the notes. And so the first 1, 4th, 4, 5th, 5. It's the 1-4-5 progression. And the basic 12-bar blues progression that you want to learn so you can start jamming with everyone else is you have 4 measures of the A. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 times. Then you go to the D. These are minor chords, but you just mostly play the power chord when you're playing it in a guitar basic kind of setting. So you have 2 measures of the 4. Then you go back to 2 measures of the 1. Then you have a measure of the 5 in E, a measure of the 4, a D, and then 2 measures of the A before it loops around again. And that's what you heard in the example there. Now this works in any key. You can transpose this. We started on the 5th fret, which is an A. You can go up to E and do the same thing. And it's 1 is E, and it'll be symmetrical on the guitar. You don't have to sit there and count the scale. If it was right under it in A, it'll be right under in E, and the 5 is going to be there. It's that same visual pattern, which makes it easy to learn on guitar. So that's the rhythm guitar part of it, and the background music, how you build the basic 12-bar blues for everybody to jam over. And the reason it's so great for a beginner is you can use your first and most basic scale, which I have a whole lesson on doing some advanced stuff, and I'll share that at the end of this video. And also I'm going to play some more of what I was doing at the beginning, and you can see me kind of stretch out and use even more than this scale, which I'll have links to as well. But the most basic of it is your pentatonic scale. And in this key of A, every one of the notes works in the blues. You have A on the 5th fret, C on the 8th fret, and then it's a whole bunch of 5th and 7th frets. D, E, G, A, C, D, and now we're back to 5ths and 8ths. 5, 8, it's E, G, A, and C again. So all of these notes, they're pretty easy they fall into a box. It's very visually easy to remember. And each one of those notes, you can do what's called a full bend, which means you're bending up 2 frets. And so you don't have to learn different distances for a half bend or a whole bend. You just do the whole bend, and it all kind of works. And the most basic pentatonic scale is easy to play, and every note kind of sounds good. And it's a very good starting point for you as a newer guitarist when you want to get there. If you want to see more on the pentatonic scale and you really want to dive into it and then take some steps to get better and better as you go with adding notes and doing more with the scales, I'll link a video up here which will get you started on that journey. But for now, if you're just looking for the basics, you can always go back to this. And I will also include that background music as a jam track for all my patrons, my wonderful patrons. Then I'll give that link below here. And if you guys have any questions or comments, as always, let me know and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And until next time, guys, keep making great music.